Hi travelers, Tara here, Hidden Lotus Tarot, and today is October 4th. My calendar still says September. How about that? It's October 4th, 2016, and I'm going to be coming to you today with a short open reading. Before I get started, I've had several people contact me about the etheric cord clearing, and what that is there's a tagline that you'll see up in the corner here. So like if there's usually a little I or something that says more information, and you click it and it'll say something like sever the energy, not the relationship. So first of all, etheric cord clearing does not, when you cut the cords, it does not end the relationship. Basically, etheric cord clearing throughout the day, as you interact, mix and mingle, and you're around people, you can sometimes pick up on other people's energies. And at the end of the day, you may feel tired, you may feel drained, but that's because there could be cords and hooks attached to you through other people. You just energetically pick up other people's energy. And so what etheric cord cutting does is it severs those cords and those connections so that you yourself can get back into your own energy, not have other people's energy drain you or sap you or whatnot. Now, typically you can do this for familial relationships, parent, child, um, anybody in your family that's always draining and sapping your energy. And in relationships, particularly, it's good if you've gone through a breakup or a loss of some kind to kind of help clear the energy so that you yourself can do some healing. Now, what I mean when I say it doesn't sever the relationship, it doesn't mean that if you're having issues with the spouse or a partner and we do the cord cutting, that you're going to divorce or you're going to separate. Basically what it does is it realigns your own energy so that you can come back and interact with that person in a more healthy way. And it creates really the opportunity for more love, compassion, and understanding to come in. And so for those of you who have seen that and didn't know what it was, that's what that is. And I've been, getting a lot of requests for those lately. So I do feel that it has a lot to do with it's eclipse energy, and it's also this Jupiter in Libra. We also have Venus and Scorpio transiting through for the next few days. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you the Casanovas. I'm going to do a quick 9-card spread. On Friday, I'll come back and I'll do a Hidden Lotus spread. I hadn't done one of those in a while. So make sure you tune back in for that one. This is a general reading. It's not for any specific sign or gender. It's not for any specific time frame. The messages will not resonate with everyone. So again, please take what you can and disregard what you cannot. They have been talking and they have been funny to me, but I don't know if the message that will be coming through today will be funny or not. So let's just see what Casanova has to say to us today. I do have the Sibilas here for clarification should we need. I've already done some pre-shuffling, so hopefully he will speak clearly and he will speak truly. I tell you what, I don't know what's happening, but I've had 5 past romantic interests show up, and the messages are coming thick and fast. All right, let's see. Oh, that devil keeps showing up. And I have the Wheel of Fortune underneath the deck. Well, right in the center, I have the 4 of Coins. And I'm not going to go to the white book and tell you what the meaning of the card is. I'm just going to kind of give you a story, okay? The cards are the World card. Let me show you the cards. There's the World, and there's a gentleman sitting at a table in a library. Nine of Swords. Well, you can see what they're doing. This is the Ten of Pentacles. That's called the offer or the promise. We have the King of Swords. There's our focus card, the Four of Coins, the gentleman sitting at the table and completely ignoring the chick next to him. The Emperor. The Devil. The Eight of Wands. And the Lovers. Now, first let me take a look here. And what I have is 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana in the spread itself, with the overall energy being one of the major arcana. For those of you who have never, first of all, welcome all my new subscribers. Howdy. And thanks to all my subscribers who've been hanging around. I think I've passed the 8,000 mark. I don't even be thinking about the numbers. I just be doing the work. So anyway, thank you guys a lot for helping me reach. That's a milestone. So thank you. Now, what was I saying? Okay, so for those of you who've never seen a reading or understand the way that I read the cards, the first thing I will tell you is that the major arcanas are what are known as spiritual lessons, and there are 20 of these cards, okay? And they start from like the 0, they go up to number 21, I believe, 22, I don't know, might be 21, hell, I don't know. 0 is not counted. So anyway, that's the Fool card. I'll have to explain that better later. But, and then everything after that are known as pip cards. And these are the numbered cards like the 8 of Wands, the 4 of Coins, the 9 of Swords, the 10 of... Okay, so those are pip cards. So the major arcanas take more weight, all right? In other words, that they hold more sway over the reading than the pip cards. The pip cards are just kind of telling you the underlying story. The major arcanas are telling you the main themes of the story, okay? And 1, 2, 3, 4. So having 4 out of 9 cards is kind of like an even balance in the sense that it could go either way, like this Wheel of Fortune here. So it means that this is going to be a combination of events that are out of your control, and how the situation will play out will depend upon your reaction, decisions, your thoughts, to however the challenges come up, okay? So right in the center, I have this 4 of Coins, and basically what I'm looking at is someone who is choosing to consciously or purposely ignore either a person or a relationship issue. I mean, the chick is naked and he ain't even paying her no attention. She's sitting right on the, he's counting his money. All right. So this tells me that either this person is either extremely busy and they really don't have the time to focus on a relationship or the person in question, or that they are trying to, in a sense, distract themselves from whatever this female represents. Now, as I said, this is not gender specific. So whomever, whether this is same sex, whomever is going to take the role of the female and the male. Starting at the top, and the way I'm reading is past, present, and future, past, present, and future. And then I have the interplay of the cards. So the World card is the last of the major arcana. And it is speaking of coming to the end of a cycle. In other words, your old life is about to pass away, and you're required now to kind of take stock of where you want to go now for the new life. It's not like the Judgment where all of a sudden you're called. I think this is something where you've already reached that stage and you know perhaps there's something that needs to change in your life. But before you can actually make that change, you want to sit down and you want to give it some thought. As we can see, the guy's sitting in a library and he's writing out his memoirs, okay? So this is someone who is a careful planner. This is someone who kind of has perhaps a set vision of where they want to go. This card also represents Saturn. And Saturn is not only the father, the lord of karma, but he is also the father of time. So in other words, this is a karmic cycle that's coming up. And Saturn says this is a not yet moment. He comes in to bring restrictions. And the reason why he brings restrictions is because there's more work to be done. There's something that needs to be done before you can actually move to the next level, or the rebirth, which would be the Fool card, a new beginning. So yes, it makes sense to weigh up where you've been and where you'd like to go. The idea is to learn the lessons of the past, realize that whatever failures that you had in the past were really not failures, they were actually lessons, and try to learn whatever that lesson was so that, one, you either don't repeat it, or two, you really, really can gain something out of it. And hopefully you don't have to repeat that lesson again. Now, on the vertical column on the left, I have this King of Swords. Now, just in telling you the story, this is someone who really, really is resistant to change. And I say that because of the pose and the stance of the figure on the card. He has the window open. He's not even looking out. He's facing like he's waiting for his adversary to step in. Now, what's interesting is that it's not night. It's not nighttime. So it's not as though he's sitting in the dark, waiting for someone to sneak in up on him. This is in broad daylight. But he obviously feels that he has so much to protect that he's going to stand guard even during daylight. What I find most interesting is that he's clothed, he's masked from head down to his mid-waist. So not only is this someone waiting for an adversary to come in or something from the past that he feels he needs to protect himself from, but it also speaks to him not even being able to show his true self. So it's kind of like he's in assassin mode. He's in ninja mode, okay? Sorry. That's why I say they've been funny to me. But then at the bottom of this king, I have the devil. Now, the imagery is of this beautiful woman. She's got this lovely shape, beautiful breast. But what she sees in the mirror is this reflection of herself. And not only is it a reflection of herself, this is something that casts shadows all around her. Okay? So this is someone who is facing not only their own demons, but they're also facing things from the past. And this is why, see, it's like the person doesn't even want to acknowledge their past lessons. They don't even want to look back over the past. Okay? But this is giving them trouble. And no matter how much, and this is why I feel that the guy is cloaked, because he's even trying to conceal himself from his own reflection. Okay? If that makes any sense to you. So he doesn't want to reveal himself and become naked and look at his past. But in order to do that, he's going to have to, but he can't do that either. And so this is really plaguing him. All right? It's making him face some things about himself. And let's face it, you know, sometimes when we really, really look at ourselves, there's a lot of crap that we don't like when we see. But it comes up because it's an opportunity for us to work on it and to change those things that we don't like about ourselves. It doesn't mean you're going to be a new person or you won't be the same old person. You're just supposed to be a better version of who you are. Okay? So as I can see, I have this Nine of Swords here. Now, in this card, the story is that even though this woman was not on the same educational level or socioeconomic level, when Kasanova needed her, she was there for him. You know, she couldn't read and she couldn't write, and she was a scullery maid. But nevertheless, whenever he had, you know, really felt bad, had times of trouble, she was there for him. So to me, the message of this card is this is someone weighing up where they have been before. And I feel that someone has come into their life, because this is in the present, has come into their life, and the person is not like they expected them to be. They may be unconventional. They may be novel. They may be quirky. They may do something that you don't understand for a living. They may eat differently from you. They may have a different religious background. They may be from a different socioeconomic background than yourself. So in other words, it speaks to, you see, in the past, let me explain it like this. In the past, it's as though the person tried that already. Maybe they go after the same type of person. Maybe they got the rescue syndrome. They want to rescue somebody, and they've done this before, and it didn't go well for them. It's a 9 of Swords. It's bringing up nightmares and fears. Shit, been there, done that. I don't know if I could do that crap again. Okay? But yet we can see that the person is considering that, because here is the promise. See, he did it before, this person. They did it before, but now it's coming around again. That's karma. It's repeating itself. This is what the wheel says. Okay? And hell bent on not going through that again. Hell bent. So what am I going to do? I'm going to just ignore the whole situation, act like it don't even exist. I don't care if the person is buck ass naked in front of me wearing bells and got flames coming off their nipples. I'm not going to pay any attention to it. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. But as you can see, the Emperor's here. And the Emperor knows that there's something very valuable in this situation. Not just on a material plane, but also on a spiritual plane. Okay? So the Emperor is going to see, and to me, an Emperor is more than a king. All right? And the Emperor is going to come in eventually, and he's going to have to make an executive decision. All right? This king could sit there and wait for, the first, I don't know, tarred arrow to come through the battlement, okay, and then jump up and try to swing at it. This guy is probably already 5 or 6 steps ahead. So he's thinking, and what he's doing is he's looking back. He's looking at himself doing this, and he's looking at himself doing that. So this is a progression of the way this person is starting to develop. But you see, the Emperor himself, deep down, still has some things that he needs to work on. Okay? And this could be why, if you haven't been seeing any movement in a relationship, this is why. The Emperor knows, but he also knows that the very thing that he knows holds wealth could also be his downfall. And that's a smart guy. That's why he's weighing it up. He's thinking about it. Okay? So the question becomes, how can I attain what I want, what I know that I want, what I need, what has a value in it, without making that same mistake over and over again? Well, the truth of the matter is, you can't have any guarantees like that. So this is literally about taking a chance. So we have this 8 of Wands. And the 8 of Wands in this particular deck speaks to traveling in the mind. So I do feel that whatever is going on in this particular situation, that this is someone who is really thinking. The gears are moving. They may not be moving physically. There may not be any outward indications that something's happening, but trust me, something is happening. And he's going to have to go back and revisit what his fears are. This is not only the card of fears, this is also desires. Those things that make us do the things that we don't want to do. Those things that feel good to us, but may be dangerous to us. Okay? So this is, but as you can see, the boat is sailing. It's sailing back. And so someone is waiting. They're coming into taking a real hard look at themselves and perhaps what they want. Now, there is a choice to be made. We have the Lovers. Now, I hope you can see this. When we look at the card from this particular angle, this is a very, very passionate embrace. This is something else going on. But if we were on the other side of the balcony, all we would see is a man fully clothed with a woman with her arms around him, and to the outside world, that looks like something chaste and pure. It looks just like a hug. But we see from this angle, there's more going on than just a hug. And I think this speaks to somewhat a duality, someone trying to weigh up if they just want to maintain the appearance of, or do they really want to get down and dirty? Okay. And maybe this Four of Coins is not really them working in the sense of making money working. It could just be someone who's working something out, the actual practicality of doing the work. Because as we can see here on the future column, we have the promise and the invitation. And here he has on no mask. It is sincere. But he is still in this energy. Okay? He wants to maintain the control because I don't think he's sure yet. That's why he's fully masked. We know that he's a person of power. We know that he is a person who pretty much typically can get what he wants. If he doesn't do it by hook or crook, he can do it through persuasion. That's how he became an emperor. So what does he want? I think that this person wants both, but can't seem to rectify or figure out how to do that. And you see I have the knighting here. The world, it's three major arcanas: the world, the emperor, and the devil. If I take this offer, if I do this, if I invite this person into my world, is this going to be doing a deal with the devil? Will this be my downfall? Or will it be everything I have ever wanted? It is temptation. Okay? It is temptation. It's like a descent, something pure and chaste into a descent. And maybe the only way that they can stave that off is that they actually, now it goes back to just doing the work and ignoring the issue. Now, if I look at it over this way, it looks to me like this offer has come in and he has said no. He's turned it down. But he can't run away from it. It's creeping up on him from behind. And matter of fact, it's like he's trying not to pay attention. He's so focused on this, but see, he's cloaked, he's masked. And so we don't know really what his real feelings or his real intentions are. But I can guarantee you they're that. Now, I'm going to pull some cards. The first thing I want to pull cards on is this Nine of Swords. You see, and down here in the center, he's revisiting. He's revisiting the past where it didn't go the way he wanted it to. That's what he's doing. See, to me, the Four of Coins speaks to different things on many different levels. It speaks in the past that this is him thinking back to maybe the issue where the relationship didn't go well, the old one, was because all he did was work, or he didn't quite pay enough attention to this person. Okay, that's being revisited. Okay, he's working on trying to figure out how to come out of the king space into the emperor space. Okay, he's working on that. He's trying to fight this offer. We know that he's turned it down. Okay, but it has to be weighed up. Why? Because karma says it's time now. And in a sense, it almost speaks to the idea that if this person can successfully navigate this, that indeed their karma will be cleared and they will be free to go and love again. But this time it will be a different kind of love. Why? Because we've integrated the lessons of the past. Okay? Those mistakes will not be made anymore. Now, we also know that swords represent communications. So I would say if this situation resonates, there has been perhaps some words said. Okay? This is present. But those two are being revisited. And in a sense, the story behind the card that, you know, she always helped him out. It could be, but she was illiterate. So this could be not being on the same page in terms of communicating, perhaps miscommunications, you know, small arguments or fights, mixed messages, perhaps. but that's being revisited. I don't think they were said in anger or to purposely hurt anyone. I think it's just the atmosphere. Because what this speaks to is a lot of tension. It speaks to someone who is tightly bound up and trying to control what happens in their love life. But it's that way because they're basing it upon their previous love life. And I'm here to tell you, as long as you approach future events like you did from the past, you will be doomed to fail. You cannot make a decision and say, I already know how it's going to turn out. So that's kind of like, if you expect the worst, that's what you're going to get. And it really looks as though that there's something wonderful on the horizon, but it's going to require this person to do that work. And if you know someone like this, there's really nothing that you can do to help them at this point. This is something they have to, this is their own karma. I have the world, the Wheel of Fortune, and the devil. That's their own karma. And that's something that they have to work out, and there's nothing you can do. You can't coddle the person. You can't tiptoe around them. In fact, I would suggest you don't say anything and let them work it out. If they come to you for help or questions, then yes, by all means provide, but do so in a very objective, fair manner. Don't try to come in and manipulate the situation to your advantage, because that's going to backfire on you. I think the person is also struggling with, is it a real relationship, or is it just a sexual attraction? That's what I'm getting as well. See, because look, who does that? Really, who does that? Who ignores somebody naked sitting next to them? Who does that? So, and to me, the fact that the female is naked tells me that this is someone who has already revealed themselves. They have already said or done everything that they can possibly do. But still, there's no movement. That 4 speaks to something static. There's no movement. And that's why I say I think it would be best that if you know someone is going through this, that you just do nothing at this time. Because really, if you've done and said all you can say and do, what else is left? And you can't hurry this process along. This person you will have to give this person time. You'll have to be patient. Now, the card that fell out while I was shuffling these Sibilas was the Lamante, the male lover, requited love. So there we have some indication of what type of person that we're talking about, be it same-sex or heterosexual. It is someone that you are interested in and someone that is interested in you. Requited love, attention. This Emperor stands out the most. The Thief, a negative change. Now, we know that the change that he had in the past was negative, right? But this speaks to a future. There's been an offer that has come in, but it has been rejected. And I don't think that it has anything to do with you per se. If you're on the flip side of this, the offer being rejected, I think it has everything to do with the person you're dealing with. They have some challenges that they need to work out. It may be that they're presenting a very, very strong front. But this is what melts their heart right here. And that could be why the Emperor and this King are masked. It is someone who is very, very sensitive highly sensitive, not only emotionally, but can pick up someone who's rather intuitive is what I'm getting. In other words, the connection that you have with this person is something where your energies blend and you can feel each other even at a distance. All right, let's take a look at this. I do want to look at this emperor. I want to see, why is he showing up? If it can tell us something. The three cards are the Malinconia, Pensiero, and the Consolante Sorpresa, a comforting surprise. Sadness and depression. Someone giving that thought, but they're again trying to find something that's going to comfort them, which to me speaks to someone ignoring the situation. I'll just go over here and do this and be satisfied with it. Okay? But the most important card is that one. They're thinking that this is going to rectify the situation. Okay? But the rest of the cards say different. Let's take a look at this devil and see what the devil's trying to tell us. And the devil is also Saturn. He rules restrictions. And this could literally be someone who's denying themselves the one thing that they want the most. Why? Because they fear it. Not like this could be an addiction, because, you know, if this is all the person's, maybe they're addicted to money and making money. But as we can see, that's not working out quite well for them. So now, this is either speaking to someone who's still stuck on this past issue. That's why they're all up in arms about it. Okay. But to me, it also speaks about what happens, what will happen if I really succumb to what I feel. Well, there's happiness of the heart. Here's a meeting or a reunion, okay, coming about. And the constancy and the immutability of what that person is feeling, okay? That's a scary thought. And I don't know if I can do it. God knows I want to, but I don't know if I can do it. It may kill me if I do it. And I think those are three very, very interesting cards to come out on a card like the Devil. Let's take a look quickly. I'm not going to look at the Wheel of Fortune. That's not an answer. And so I'm going to let the energies kind of play out, and maybe by Friday we'll see something. So this really will boil down to the choices and decisions this person makes and the choices and the decisions you make. And if you care about this person, think carefully on both ends. The choice, the Lovers. This is the action card, the Donna de Servizio. She's a helper. She's always positive. She speaks to errands and housework, but it's something, it's an energy. This is something that will help you, and this something comes in the guise of a person perhaps that you didn't expect, okay? The Domestico. Now, look, I have two helpers here. This one's always positive, but this one is kind of slimy. He's kind of, I don't know about that. He can also speak to the man returning. Maybe this domestic needs help from this domestic, yeah? Maybe this person's always helping other people, but he really can't even help himself, yeah? Okay? But also, he can be rather shady and rather slippery, all right? But there's a bond here. And this card, the Limoneo, speaks to the spiritual nature of the bond. So this is not just a bond on a physical level, mental level, sexual level. This is a spiritual bond, okay? It encompasses all of those things in the lovers. From that side, on the other side of the balcony, to the outside world, it's a relationship. But to the two people that are inside, it's more than that, okay? It's more than that. And really, it's about how you choose to live your life. Are you going to live your life the way the outside world thinks you should? So in other words, if this person is unconventional and what they do is unconventional, how they make their money is unconventional, are you going to allow that to prevent you from having what you really want? You can make the relationship anything that you want. It's nobody else's business. That's what I have for you. I hope that message helped. And until next time, namaste.